Jasmine Crockett's got another hot take. No blacks and whites on a wedding cake. The Democrats' new chosen one, Jasmine Crockett, is in the news again for an old clip where she attacked Florida Rep Byron Donalds for marrying a white woman. Roll it, Bertha.
If we continue to put people into office, and that even means some of our skinfolk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron Donalds, who are going to continue to say that, the fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you?
That's not very woke, is it? Of course, Crockett isn't the only Democrat who's opposed to interracial marriage, or else more Democrats would have voted for this one. Racist.
Why is that? We'll find out. Also, while the media fearmongers about Doge having access to our personal information, someone at the IRS just leaked the tax records of 500,000 people.
Jasmine Crockett is in the spotlight again, trying to move up in politics, but this time she's making headlines for criticizing her own community. Unfortunately for her, she picked the wrong time to do it. Greg didn't just respond, he came back strong, using every strategy from the Democratic playbook. This wasn't just a quick reply, it was a total takedown of the message they were trying to push. And the most surprising part, Greg wasn't alone. More people are speaking out, and the reaction is growing fast. The outrage is real, and it's getting louder by the day.
Desperate bid to prevent a deadly prison takeover like the one that led to mass casualties in Attica back in the 1970s. Now, some of these National Guard units are currently staying in the cells at these prisons in New York. And as of now, it seems likely that they'll probably be there for a while. Even though New York has offered to double the overtime pay of any correctional officer who goes back to work, it doesn't look like many of them are taking the government up on that offer. So how did we arrive at a situation where government employees are encouraged to complain on CNN about an email from Elon Musk, while government employees who say their lives are in danger every time they go to work are being ignored? It doesn't quite make any sense. And it's especially confusing when you consider the fact that ordinarily, the fact that corrections officers are refusing to report to duty at roughly 38 of New York's 42 prisons would be exactly the kind of story that the news media would be interested in. It's clearly the setup for a potentially significant disaster, and normally the media loves a story like that. And they especially love stories of government workers who are on strike because they say that they have unfair working conditions. And in this case, it's actually true that the working conditions are unsafe and unfair and hazardous. And yet the media isn't really jumping all over it. Why?
It's honestly priceless. Watching the left stay silent while Jasmine Crockett keeps making things worse, it's almost entertaining. Let's be real. If a Republican had said even a little bit of what she did, the media would be in a full-blown meltdown, covering it nonstop. But now, nothing. Silence. What's worse is that Crockett is starting to look like a new version of Maxine Waters. Loud, divisive, and focused on drama, not real solutions. People are already getting tired of it. It feels more like a performance than real leadership.
are around the fact that we are sitting here pretending as if we all are looking out for the Constitution, yet we are coming from completely different angles. So let me go to Professor Shaw. To be clear, which branch of government is responsible for interpreting what is and what is not legal?
Well, the Supreme Court, the Article 3 judicial branch has the final word.
So the judiciary is who it is. So it's not the legislators.
You know, I'd say every branch has an obligation to interpret the Constitution. The final word comes from the courts.
From the courts. It's not the former speakers. It's not everyday people. It's not the president. I just wanted to make sure that we understood who it was that was responsible. And what is so frustrating for so many of the American people, the ones that are watching right now and otherwise, and the reason that they're outraged and scared is because what we see right now is a diminishing of all these institutions. Right now, we have a legislative branch that has decided that it intentionally would disregard their duties. They are not checking the president whatsoever. The only check that the American people have had thus far has been from the judiciary. And the judiciary isn't pulling this out of the sky. In fact, they are coming from basic reading of like the plain language of the Constitution for all of those that are constitutionalists when we start talking about things such as what birthright citizenship is. But one of the things that I want to make sure that I get to, because there are deeper implications if we go down this rabbit hole. Imagine the type of world where the president does whatever he wants to and no one can rein him in. It's a world that right now many people are afraid of. Let me put it this way. If Joe Biden would have done an executive order for abortion, despite what the Supreme Court said, that would have been a problem. Imagine if the state of Colorado kept Trump off the ballot and other states follow suit. That would have been a problem. Or imagine if Jack Smith ignored Eileen Cannon and with the help of an activist judge decided that he was going to prosecute the sitting president anyway. The problem that we have right now is that if we continue down this road, then we will not have a rule of law, because we have people that are currently serving and they're saying things like, ignore the judge's order. What it means to have law.
It's honestly funny how people lose their minds whenever Trump jokes about a third term. Right away, the media and political elites act like he's plotting some kind of takeover. They use the same scare tactics every time. Even when it's clearly just a joke, they treat it like a major emergency. Then Jasmine Crockett jumps in, acting like she's sharing some deep and powerful message. But really, she's just showing how off base and confused some people can be. She says things with confidence, even when she's totally wrong. In the end, it says more about how out of touch and easily rattled Trump's critics are than about Trump himself.
Front fighting, but nobody's really asking you, what do you need to maintain that fight? So thank you so much, Morgan, because we in these hot Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey. So yes.
Gutfeld always knows how to wrap things up, with one sharp comment that shuts everything down. It's like a mic drop moment. He gets straight to the point and leaves everyone stunned. Classic Gutfeld.
Jasmine Crockett claimed her Hot Wheels remark about Governor Abbott wasn't about his wheelchair. Yeah, and when we call her a lousy hoe, we're referring to her skills as a gardener. Really? How long is she going to keep this thing that she wasn't talking about, the wheelchair?
Yeah. Come on, babe, you know you're full of and all that, Jasmine. I think what happened was AOC was like, you guys, I need to triangulate and be serious now because I'm going to be a senator. So someone has to be a talking attention whore. Who's it going to be? And Jasmine raised her hand and goes, excuse me, Congresswoman Cortez, I speak jive.
What it is, Mama.
My mama didn't raise no dummy.
Exactly. It she thinks is all just a joke. She's the punchline, because no one's laughing with her. And trying to win over Gen Z with this kind of chaos? That's a big mistake. Gen Z is smart, sharp, and completely over political drama. They're not looking for viral moments. They want real answers and real change.
It's my favorite kind. From the 2024 election shows that Democrats are losing the youth vote with Gen Z. Those are in their late teens to age 28. Your dating group, Jim, they're the most conservative generation in decades, like 5 decades. Why do you think it is?
The same reason I joined the Teen Republicans when I was in high school, to make people mad.
Yes.
It's the only way you can make people mad.
Your teacher hates Trump, wear a Trump hat.
But why wouldn't you?
Yes.
And it's like, if you go along to get along as a guy, especially in high school, it's like they tell you they hate you every single day. Mm-hmm. The Democrats, all they advertise was like toxic masculinity. Like Tim Walz is so sexy and so is Doug Emhoff because they have flabby man boobs and they tuck their testes in a little satchel and they put it in their foot locker because they're grossed out by testosterone. Aren't they amazing? And every teenage guy is like, no, I want to keep my balls.
Yes. I want to keep my balls. That is a rallying cry for America.
Yes.
Give us back our balls.
Exactly it. They're basically handing over the future. If this kind of self-made chaos keeps going, by 2050, We might not even have a real two-party system anymore. It'll be completely one-sided. And the crazy thing, the other side won't even have to try that hard. No campaign ad could ever compete with the real-life struggles people are seeing every day.